Episode 49, Saving Apple Bloom. Sweet Apple Acres, the next morning. Applejack's sitting on her bed, crying. Knuckles is holding her for comfort and is gently running his fingers through her mane. I can't believe Twilight would kidnap Apple Bloom and hold a ransom like this. Even under King Sombra's spell, I would have never imagined she'd be capable of anything like this.
I promise you, AJ, come hell or high water, I'm going to get Apple Bloom back, even if it kills me.
I've never felt so helpless in all my life. All I could do is just stand there and watch as Twilight flew off with my little sister. What are we going to do, Nux? We can't give King Sombra the Chaos Emeralds to save Apple Bloom. If we did that, it would mean the end of Equestria. Knock on the door.
It's open.
Granny Smith enters with a cup of tea. I brought you a cup of tea to help soothe you a bit, Sugar Plum. Thanks, Granny Smith, but I don't think a cup of tea is gonna soothe this pony. It's all my fault, Granny. If only I would have held on tighter. Now don't go a-frettin', Sassafras. None of this is your fault, Applejack. You were against Twilight's magic. There's nothing more you could have done.
She's right, AJ. You did everything you could to save her.
So what do we do now?
We save Apple Bloom. If King Sombra wants the Chaos Emeralds, then I'm gonna give him the Chaos Emeralds. Don't worry, AJ. I'll make sure Apple Bloom comes home safe and sound.
The Sombran Empire, King Sombra's castle. King Sombra and Twilight arguing in his private chamber.
I told you to bring me the remaining Chaos Emeralds, not some farm-hoofed filly.
I took Apple Bloom for leverage. Knuckles and Applejack clearly weren't going to tell me where they've hidden the emeralds, so I did the only thing that I thought would motivate them to give them to you. Trust me, you'll have all 7 Chaos Emeralds before this day is done. Applejack and Knuckles won't allow Apple Bloom to be our prisoner for long. They'll give you the emeralds in exchange for her release.
Well, they may need further motivation, Twilight.
What more motivation do they need? What, you want me to go back and kidnap her little dog Winona too?
I'm growing tired of your insubordination and your smart flank attitude. You are my slave, Twilight, and you will do exactly what I command you to do.
Yeah, and I'm tired of you being an ungrateful stallion. I've done nothing but work my hooves off for you ever since the day you put me under your spell. I'm a princess for Pony's sake. I'm not one of your weak and mindless subordinates who only say yes to you. And as a princess, I demand you start treating me like one. Otherwise, you can kiss my flank, Sombra. Twilight begins walking away.
Twilight, where are you going?
Away from you before I say something that I'll regret. Twilight storms out of King Sombra's chamber.
Oh, stubborn mare! She'd actually make a good wife for me. It would seem that I may have found my queen.
King Sombra licks his lips. Meanwhile, Twilight begins walking towards the dungeon where Apple Bloom is. Twilight enters the dungeon. Twilight stands in front of Apple Bloom's prison cell. Apple Bloom hides in a corner. Please don't hurt me, Twilight. I'm not going to hurt you. I could never harm you, Apple Bloom, and I won't allow King Sombra to either. Twilight opens Apple Bloom's prison cell with her magic. Twilight enters the cell and sits on the bed. Apple Bloom gets up off the floor and sits next to Twilight on the bed. Princess Twilight, why did you kidnap me? I'm under King Sombra's spell. I've been trying to fight it. I'm under his control and have to do whatever he says, even when I know it's wrong. Well, if you have the power to fight his spell, then why do you carry out his dirty work? Believe me, Apple Bloom, I'm trying incredibly hard to fight the impulses to follow his orders, but my magic isn't powerful enough. The part of me that's under Sombra's control can't stop from following orders, but I am able to prevent myself from physically harming those I love and care about. If this would have happened to me 5 years ago when I was a unicorn, I'd be completely under his control. It's my alicorn magic that's allowing me to keep the evil from completely infecting my mind and taking over me completely. Apple Bloom places her hoof upon Twilight's. Twilight's eyes begin to well with tears. I'm sorry this happened to you, Twilight, but I know you're better than this. You're more powerful than stupid Sombra's magic. I know you can do it, Twilight. I know you can fight his spell. You've never given up on yourself, even when times were at their worst. You can't give up now, Princess Twilight, not when Equestria needs you more than ever. Twilight can no longer fight the tears and begins crying. Oh, Apple Bloom, I want to fight it so badly, but I don't have enough magic in me to do so. I barely have enough for this. I am so sorry, Apple Bloom. Twilight quickly exits the cell. After Twilight exits, the guard immediately locks Apple Bloom back inside. Twilight, wait! Twilight leaves, crying. The Cloud Dominium. Rainbow Dash and Sonic sitting on the couch together drinking orange juice. I'm not sure how I feel about this Star Swirl guy in the pillars fighting King Sombra's army alone while we sit here and do nothing. They'll have a portion of the royal army and 2 squads of Wonderbolts with them too. Trust me, they'll be fine. Star Swirl and the pillars were essentially us and protected Equestria over a millennia ago. We should be out there with them. I know it's hard to sit back and watch, but Princess Celestia wants us to stay behind just in case we're needed to fight King Sombra again. What's going on, Sonic? You've been down and angry since that battle in the Crystal Empire. We let Equestria down, Dash. Because of our defeat, the cities of Philadelphia and Manhattan are now under Sombra's control. So many innocent lives are being lost or becoming slaves to that maniac. It's hard to sit here and watch it all happen. Rainbow Dash wraps her 2 front legs around Sonic and kisses him lovingly on the cheek. We gave everything we had in that battle. We were completely overmatched. It's like you said, live to fight another day. You're right, but that doesn't take away everything that's happened since then. I know we technically lost that fight, but in my mind, it was still a half victory. We didn't allow King Sombra to claim all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, and because of that, we still have a chance. I guess that's a positive way to look at it, and hey, we did manage to save Princess Cadance too. Maybe it really was a half victory. Ding dong! Rainbow Dash's doorbell rings. I'll get it! Rainbow Dash opens the front door. Fluttershy and Tails enter the Cloud Dominium. Good morning, Dash. Oh, who am I kidding? I wish it were a good morning. Why? What's wrong, Fluttershy? Hey, what's up, guys? We're sorry to come over and ruin your morning, but we have some really bad news. We bumped into Applejack and Knuckles in town. They're on their way to Rah-Rah's to pick up the Chaos Emeralds. Why in Equestria would they be doing that? Dash, Twilight kidnapped Apple Bloom last night and is holding her ransom in exchange for the Chaos Emeralds. Oh man, just another victim due to our defeat. Tails, can you fly me down to the ground? I gotta stop Knuckles from giving those Chaos Emeralds to King Sombra. Better yet, why don't we all go? Hop on my back, Sonic, and I'll take you to Applejack and Knuckles. Sonic obliges and hops on Rainbow Dash's back. Thanks, Dash. Are you guys coming too? Sure. How about you, Shy? Okay. They leave the Cloud Dominion and head down to Ponyville to find Applejack and Knuckles. Meanwhile, Applejack and Knuckles still walking through town. Knucks, are you sure this is a good idea, giving King Sombra the Chaos Emeralds? I mean, there's no guarantee he's going to give you Apple Bloom, let alone let you live.
I'm not giving him the Chaos Emeralds. What I meant by giving him the emeralds was that if he wants them so badly, then I'd happily give them to him in the form of a beating at the hands of me, in my super form, of course.
Knucks, you can't be serious. Sonic, Shadow, and Silver couldn't even beat Sombra, and they each absorbed a Chaos Emerald.
This is true. However, I'll be absorbing 2 Chaos Emeralds, while Shadow has the 3rd.
I admire what you're willing to do, Knucks, but this is nothing more than a suicide mission. I can't lose you and Apple Bloom, and why are you including Shadow?
You're not going to lose either one of us, AJ. I'll rescue Apple Bloom, causing a distraction for Shadow to sneak into Sombra's castle so he can attempt to talk sense into Twilight. This may be the only chance we get at saving both of them.
Bad idea, Knuckles. Rainbow Dash lands on the ground with Sonic climbing off her back. Fluttershy and Tails also land on the ground.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Sonic. As one of the Guardians of the Master Emerald, I'm taking the Chaos Emeralds and saving Apple Bloom from that maniac.
Knuckles, if you fail, then you practically are dooming us all. Sonic's right. This is exactly what King Sombra wants you to do.
Well, then it was well played on his part. I'm not going to just sit here and do nothing while poor Apple Bloom suffers as his prisoner.
Look, I know how much you love and care about Apple Bloom, but let's be honest here. You don't even know if she's still alive. You could be risking everything for nothing. Applejack starts crying. Knuckles punches Sonic in the face. Ah! Sonic gets knocked to the ground and has a bloody lip.
How dare you even think that of Apple Bloom? Don't lecture me on failing, Sonic. This all could have been avoided had you, Shadow, and Silver gotten the job done, but you didn't.
You can't blame Sonic or any of us for Apple Bloom's capture. We gave everything we had, Knuckles. None of us knew that King Sombra was in possession of 4 Chaos Emeralds. Sonic gets up and wipes the blood off his mouth. Do whatever you want to do, Knuckles. Hopefully I'll see you around. Now I'm out of here. Sonic takes off running. Wait, Sonic! Let him go, Dash. Sonic needs time to himself. Trust me, you don't want to go after him when he gets like this. When Sonic runs off like that, it's best to let him blow off steam alone. Listen up, Knucklehead!
Knucklehead?
That's right, because that's exactly what you're acting like right now. You had no right blaming Sonic for this when he gave everything in that fight with King Sombra. We did what we thought was best by fleeing with the Chaos Emeralds. How do you think I feel? I was the last warrior standing. Do you think it was easy for me to admit that I couldn't beat Sombra alone, and that's why we fled? We fled to save the Chaos Emeralds.
Look, I'm sorry, all right? I'm just infuriated and scared for Apple Bloom.
I'm scared I'm gonna lose both of y'all. Nux, as much as I want Apple Bloom back, I don't think what you're doing is a great idea. I think Dash might be right, and you're walking into a trap.
Even so, I love Apple Bloom if she were my own child. I can't just go on with life knowing she's a prisoner of that tyrant. I want her back with us where she's loved and safe.
I want that too, but I'm scared for both of y'all. I'm gonna be a nervous wreck tonight after you leave. Knuckles rubbing Applejack's cheek.
I swear to you, AJ, I'm gonna bring her home. I promise.
Good luck, Knuckles. No offense, but you're going to need it. I hope you and Apple Bloom come back safe.
Thanks, and I'm sorry. I never meant to lash out like that at Sonic. Tell him I said I'm sorry.
I will. Don't try and be a hero. Get Apple Bloom and get out. Rainbow Dash flies off towards the Cloud Dominion. Applejack, Would you like to come over tonight for some tea while Knuckles is attempting to rescue Apple Bloom? You'd have some company and something to take your mind off the situation.
No, but thank you, though. I reckon I'd be horrible company tonight on account that I didn't sleep a wink last night. I'm probably going to fall asleep on the couch, and if nothing else, I still have Sugar Belle staying with us. She can keep me company. Maybe we'll even bake some stuff for Apple Bloom and Knuckles for when they return home tonight.
Canterlot, Rarity's Carousel Boutique. Silver is upstairs in Rarity's loft. Silver is floating in the air, meditating. Rarity watching in awe. How long have you been standing there, Rarity? Long enough to be distracted completely from work. I actually came up for my design book and a cup of coffee. It's nice to see you're feeling better today, darling. Yeah, I feel great. I think I've made a full recovery from the beating I took from King Sombra. Oh, darling, I was never so scared in my life when you returned to Ponyville unconscious from the battle. I honestly thought I was going to lose you. Oh, Silver, I love you so much. Rarity rushes over to Silver and embraces him. I love you too, and I'm sorry for being a little sweaty at the moment from my workout and the meditation. It's quite all right. I like it when you're like this. Well, in that case, Silver begins kissing Rarity. We better stop, Silver. Oh, you're such a tease, darling, knowing I have to go back down to the boutique. However, tonight, you're all mine, Silver. I can't wait. I'll let you get back to your work. I'm going out for my run around Canterlot. I love you. I love you too. Enjoy your run, but please save some of that energy for me later. Rarity grabs her design book, but forgets her cup of coffee and walks down to the boutique with Silver. Silver gives Rarity one last goodbye kiss. I'll be back soon. Silver leaves the boutique and begins his jog around Canterlot. Wow, Rarity, you're so lucky. Silver is absolutely scrumptious, especially all sweaty and boyish. Oh, darling, you have no idea. Any luck of convincing him to model for us? No, not yet, but I really haven't talked to him about it since we brought it up to him a couple of months back. Oh, but it would be heavenly to see Silver model for us, though. Silver was upstairs meditating and looked so incredibly adorable that I nearly forgot to grab my design book. Ooh, he looked so hot, floating in the air, sweat dripping off him as he was meditating. I was stricken with amnesia because I forgot to grab my cup of coffee. Can't say that I blame you. As I stated before, you are a very lucky mare. Canterlot Castle. Sonic is in Princess Celestia's chamber, sitting in an empty chair at her desk as he waits for her arrival. Princess Celestia enters her personal chamber and sits at her desk. My apologies for keeping you waiting, Sonic. I had a military briefing I was attending. So what brings you to my castle this afternoon? Twilight apparently kidnapped Apple Bloom from Sweet Apple Acres last night and is holding her prisoner until Knuckles and Applejack give King Sombra R3 Chaos Emeralds. That's awful. Tell me about it. I blame myself for this happening because we failed in that battle against King Sombra. I'm sorry you feel that way, but the outcome of that battle didn't have any impact on Apple Bloom's imprisonment. Twilight's actions, on the other hoof, spell or not, is responsible. There's something else I needed to tell you as it pertains to Apple Bloom's kidnapping. Knuckles is planning to take Shadow and all 3 Chaos Emeralds up to King Sombra's castle in an attempt to rescue Apple Bloom and potentially give Shadow a chance to talk to Twilight. Has Knuckles lost his mind? If they lose... I already shared that concern with him, but he's confident that he and Shadow will be successful. Thank you for sharing this information with me, Sonic. No problem. So what are you going to do, Your Majesty? Unfortunately, I am not going to interfere with Knuckles' plan. I can't stop him from attempting to rescue Apple Bloom. I wish there were a way for him to rescue her without using the Chaos Emeralds. With any luck, Knuckles and Shadow will be successful in their missions, And who knows, maybe they'll even catch King Sombra off guard and defeat him. Or he'll get killed and give Sombra all 7 Chaos Emeralds. I know this is a huge risk Knuckles is taking, but please try and relax, Sonic. I may not like this plan either. However, Knuckles is one of the guardians of the Master Emerald, and at some points we must trust his judgment. I'm humbly requesting that you do not interfere with Knuckles' plan. Sonic shakes his head angrily. And here I thought I could rely on you to talk some sense into Knuckles. Sonic, rather disgusted, gets up to leave. Sonic, search your feelings and trust your instincts. You are part pony. We are descendants from the same bloodline over 30,000 years ago, when our families lived together on Mobius. Princess Soletta was an alicorn. Therefore, you have an alicorn's ability to sense events, see the future, and have incredible natural instincts. Take some time alone and meditate. Reflect on your thoughts when you have them. We may have come from the same bloodline, but I can assure you that I don't possess any special alicorn abilities. I don't have wings or a magic unicorn horn like you and Princess Luna. I take the form of a Mobian hedgehog, and the only relic I have proving my pony heritage is my cutie mark. Alicorn genetics, even after 30,000 years, never goes away. Your family has only mated with hedgehogs since then, and yet you still bear a cutie mark, thus proving you still have pony blood coursing through your veins. Have you ever really tried to tap into your alicorn abilities? My guess is probably not, considering you haven't been around your pony relatives up until 7 months ago, when you and your friends arrived here in Equestria. Sonic, you are a very distant relative of mine and Luna's. Trust me when I tell you that indeed you possess alicorn abilities. You just haven't taken the time to explore them. Sonic stares blankly for a moment as he has a brief vision. So Knuckles and Shadow are going to be okay then? What does your heart and your instincts tell you? For some reason, I'm not as worried about it as I was when I came here. For an instant, I saw Knuckles reunited with Apple Bloom. You know, I think you may be onto something about me having alicorn abilities. This was the first time I've ever seen a vision. You do have the abilities, you just never knew you had them until now. Thanks for informing me of this potential. I'm going to take your advice and attempt to tap into them further. Do you have a quiet place I can use? Right here in my chamber. Feel free to use it if you'd like. I may just do that. I'm interested to see how far I can take it. Well, good luck, Sonic. I'll come up a bit later and check on your progress and to see what you've learned. Princess Celestia exits her chamber to allow Sonic time to meditate and explore his possible alicorn abilities. Meanwhile, Twilight's castle. Shadow is sitting at the dining room table with Princess Cadance as she feeds Princess Flurryheart. Shadow, do you really believe there is still good in Twilight and that she's legitimately trying to fight King Sombra's spell?
Yes, I do, Cadance. She said she still loved me, and after she knocked me unconscious, she easily could have killed me, but didn't. I know it's hard to believe because of some of her actions, but I know she's in there somewhere.
That's comforting to know, considering Shining Armor couldn't fight him. What are you going to say to her if you ever get the chance to talk to her again?
I'm not the sentimental type. I guess all I could really say to her is that I love her and I miss her. I've changed so much because of her, Cadance. There's always been something about Twilight that immediately made me fall in love with her. Even when I was with Starlight, I could never get Twilight out of my head. She's believed in me. Even when I gave her every reason to hate me, she never did.
That's because she loved you. When you truly love some pony, it's easy to forgive them and always see the good qualities they possess.
Shadow! Shadow!
Shadow kisses Flurryheart on the cheek.
Yes, Flurryheart. Are you enjoying your lunch?
Yeah, yummy, yummy. Spike enters the room with Knuckles and Applejack.
Sorry to interrupt your lunch, guys, but Knuckles and Applejack need to talk to you, Shadow. Excuse me, Princess.
Shadow excuses himself from the table and heads off to talk privately with Knuckles and Applejack. Shadow leads them to Twilight's library. Shadow locks the door so they can have privacy.
Thanks for making this a private conversation. I don't want anyone else to know that I have these.
Knuckles shows Shadow the 3 Chaos Emeralds.
And why do you have those? How would you like a chance at redemption tonight? Or at the very least, the opportunity to get close to Twilight again? Both sound intriguing to me. Why? What did you have in mind, Knuckles? Last night, Twilight came to Sweet Apple Acres and kidnapped Apple Bloom. She did what? It can't be true. Even under Sombra's spell, Twilight couldn't do something like this.
I couldn't believe it either, but she did, Shadow. Twilight kidnapped Apple Bloom and is holding her ransom in exchange for these 3 Chaos Emeralds.
Applejack, I'm sorry. Apple Bloom is a sweetheart and doesn't deserve this. How can I help you two? You said something about redemption and seeing Twilight again? Yes, I'm using the Chaos Emeralds to launch a rescue attempt for Apple Bloom. I figured this would give you a chance at sneaking into King Sombra's castle to talk to Twilight. It sounds good to me. So what's your big plan?
Knuckles tosses the red Chaos Emerald to Shadow.
You and I are going to use Chaos Control and teleport to King Sombra's castle tonight at midnight. I'll absorb these 2 Chaos Emeralds and attack Sombra's castle head-on. The attack should cause enough of a distraction for you to secretly enter the castle and sneak into Twilight's room. I'll find Apple Bloom and rescue her. Once that's done, Apple Bloom and I will use Chaos Control to return to Sweet Apple Acres, leaving you alone at Sombra's castle to have your little chat with Twilight. Once you're finished talking to her, use the Chaos Emerald I just gave you to teleport back here, understand? Don't try and be a hero, Shadow. The goal of this mission is to save Apple Bloom and to allow you the opportunity to persuade Twilight into betraying King Sombra. We aren't going there to fight King Sombra. We can't allow him the chance to get a hold of our Chaos Emeralds, so stick to the plan and get out. Got it?
Shadow smirks.
Got it. I must admit I'm impressed with this plan of yours, Knuckles. It's rather ingenious, actually. Well, I'm giving you that Chaos Emerald just in case Twilight decides to betray you and alert King Sombra of your presence. You'll at least have an escape by using Chaos Control. Shadow, it's no secret that you and I don't like each other much. However, I'm trusting you with that Chaos Emerald to do the right thing and not try to fight King Sombra with it. Don't worry, Knuckles. I won't do anything foolish that will jeopardize the safety of Equestria. I know from first-hand experience that I'm no match for him with 1 Chaos Emerald. I should warn you of the same thing as well, with you having 2 Chaos Emeralds. You're no match for him, even with 2, so don't you try anything foolish. Believe me, the only goal is saving Apple Bloom from that maniac and bringing her home where she belongs. If everything works out the way it should, then we both will get what we want. We can only hope.
Fluttershy's cottage. Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Tails sitting in Fluttershy's living room.
Oh, Rainbow Dash, there's no need to worry. I'm sure Sonic will be back soon. I hope so. It's just I've never seen this side of Sonic before. He's been so angry and frustrated at himself lately. I'm really worried about him. This whole situation with King Sombra has brought out a side of Sonic that I never knew existed.
Sonic has always hated losing, especially when innocent lives are at stake. When Sonic gets angry or disappointed with himself, he usually runs it off and wants to be alone to sort out his feelings. I don't want to scare or worry you, but it could be weeks or even months before you see Sonic again.
What? Weeks or months? He wouldn't do that, would he?
Knowing Sonic, yeah, he could. Why do you think Amy cheated on him with Shadow? Sonic would often run off for months, leaving Amy alone to worry sick about him. Amy got tired of it, and I can't say that I blame her. I don't know. Maybe Sonic won't be gone as long as normal, considering he's married now. I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset you, Rainbow Dash, but I think it's only fair that you know the truth about Sonic when he does stuff like this.
Well, let's all hope that Sonic comes home soon. Yeah, I already miss him. It's my job as his wife to be there for him in times like this. I should have gone after him.
No, trust me. He would have only gotten angry with you had you chased after him. When Sonic wants to be alone, it's best if you allow him that time. I know it's difficult to ask you to do that because indeed you are his wife and all, but Sonic handles stress differently than the rest of us.
It's just that he's blaming himself for everything that's happened in the 10 days since we lost that fight to King Sombra. And I've tried so hard to reassure him that none of this, including Apple Bloom's kidnapping, is his fault.
That's how Sonic is, I'm afraid. Even on the rare occasion when we'd lose a fight to Dr. Eggman on Mobius, Sonic would often run off just to clear his head. He always took defeat hard because in Sonic's mind, every animal Eggman roboticized was an animal he could have saved. With any luck, maybe he'll be back tonight.
The important thing to remember is that Sonic loves you, Rainbow Dash. I know he does.
Sonic's voice comes in over the communicators from Canterlot. Sonic, communicator. Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash, communicator.
Sonic, where are you? I'm worried about you, Hedgie.
Sonic, communicator. No worries, Dash. I'm in Canterlot visiting Princess Celestia. I'm sorry I ran off like that this morning, but I needed to get away for a while. Rainbow Dash, communicator.
Thanks for telling me where you are. Do you want me to meet you up there? I could be there in 30 minutes flat.
Sonic, communicator. No, I'm doing some special training. I promise I'll fill you in tonight when I come home. Just please don't come here. I don't need any distractions. Rainbow Dash, communicator.
Distraction? Sonic, I'm your wife. Since when did I become a distraction?
Sonic, communicator. Dash, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to sound as bad as it did. I'm learning a new skill thanks to Princess Celestia, and it requires all of my thoughts, focus, and energy. I'm sorry again, Dash, but I promise I will make it up to you and explain everything when I see you tonight. I love you, Dashy. Please don't ever think otherwise. Rainbow Dash, communicator.
I understand. I love you too, Sonic. I'll see you tonight when you come home.
Sonic, communicator. I'll see you later, okay? Wow, Sonic's